done.
Wow,
Perfect.
there you go.
Thank you. All right, if you please rise for the pledge of allegiance. All right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, Dan.
Hi.
Oh, you're good. You're fine.
Ben, along.
All right. Do you need a motion or just open the public hearing?
Why don't we go ahead and, no, we don't need a motion. Board president will just open the hearing.
All right.
Follow your guys' script that you have here.
No, which would be out of order because that would be. Oh no, I'm looking at the old one.
No,
You're
you're
good.
good.
You're okay.
I'm looking at the old one. You printed off new ones and you didn't keep it.
Hey, this is the one you gave just.
Is this correct?
Stop. Yeah. Okay.
Stop.
So President Malinowski, would you like to open the public hearing,
Yes,
sir?
I would like to open the public hearing for the ordinance adopting the budget and appropriations of the Rockland Fire Protection District, Lake County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning May 1, 2026 and ending April 30, 2027. At 6:07 p.m.
Should be noted for the record and for the minutes that a notice of the availability of the budget was timely published in a newspaper of general circulation within the district, and that a copy of the budget has been made available at least 30 days before today's date at the district's headquarters.
Thank you. Any public comment regarding our ordinance adopting the budget?
Let me just run through it real quick for the record.
For the record,
Very quickly. Just, we have held the levy steady. We have not increased the dollar amount of our levy for the last 4 years. And with the budget, the only increase we do from year to year is just to accommodate the increase in the IGA with our partner fire departments, because it ramps up every year. And then also for our liability insurance goes up maybe $100. So those are the only changes from last year's. So our appropriation for the corporate fund is $323,370. The ambulance fund appropriation is $360,554, and the tort fund appropriation, liability fund, is $4,262 for a total appropriation of $688,186. That is the proposed budget.
questions, comments, concerns?
I want to make sure I capture that annual report because that's the one I always hear about too. So I'll come to tell people. Operating costs on this building are virtually nil because our tenant covers those, and we've held our budget steady except for things that we don't control. That's a good thing for the public to know. Thank you.
All right.
I would, maybe this, being very picky, but because of some of the issues we had with the assessors before, don't call them a tenant.
What I'll do, we'll get to this later, but when we get to that point, you guys will all see a draft of it long before it gets published.
But that, I guess, yeah, because that implies a
For-profit.
Oh,
for-profit
private use.
relationship, and then the assessor gets all bent out of shape. But we can have the state rule on this, so what we're doing is fine.
All right. With there being nothing else, I would like to move to close the hearing at 6:10 p.m.
All right, board president has closed the hearing at 6:10 p.m. That does it.
And now I would like to open the regular meeting of the Rockland Fire Protection District at 6:10 p.m. All right, agenda item 6, discussion action on the ordinance adopting the budget and appropriations of the Rockland Fire Protection District, Lake County, Illinois for fiscal year 27, beginning May 1, 26, and ending April 30th, 27.
So you just got the quick synopsis, and I will run through the very high level categories really quickly. On the corporate fund, we are going to appropriate $38,000. We will only budget $30,000, we put $8,000 in contingency, but we track our budget as though we aren't going to spend that, and we don't know that we ever have spent it. Same thing on district administration, we will appropriate $45,000, so there's a $12,000 contingency. Should something come up, we don't have to reopen the budget, but we will track our budget at $33,000. On the fire and rescue portion of the contract, we're at $240,370. So total corporate expenditures appropriated $323,370, budgeted $303,370. We will transfer $88,865 from the corporate fund to the ambulance fund because we won't have enough to pay the ambulance bill out of the ambulance fund. And we will transfer $224 to the tort fund for the same reason. We won't have quite enough for the tort fund. So on the ambulance fund, again, it's going to be $360,654 above budgeted and appropriated.
Say that one more time.
$360,554.
Why is there a $10 difference here? What am I not following? Total estimated amount available, $365,444, and then total estimated ambulance fund expenditures, $360,554.
554, I've got 554 on both.
Or two?
Oh, 554. It's 554. That is a that's a typo there. That's of no consequence. And it's correct in every other place. So in the ordinance itself, this is more the backup.
Okay.
So, yeah. Balance on hand, that. Well, this is no consequence. Okay.
Well, and keep in mind, even if the ordinance as it stands right now has 544, it's a draft until you guys adopt it. So the change is easy enough to make.
Yeah, that was a minor thing. Anyways, that's not.
It's only in one spot. Everywhere else it's 550.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can fix that very easily.
Okay.
We can actually just add a new,
That's like 10 difference.
Well, I said, it's probably not material, but even so, I can correct this. All the signature pages will be right anyway. So
Yes, they are.
That's
so
okay.
I can
Fair-
just correct
fair-
this one page.
fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Good
you.
catch, Marcy, good catch. I appreciate that. So that is the ambulance fund, and then on the tort fund, $4,262 both budgeted and appropriated. And so again, looking at the summary page, as we said before, you can see there, $323,370 for corporate, $360,554 for ambulance, and $442,62 for a total of $688,186. So signature pages.
688,186?
Yes.
That's what I thought, okay.
And then this one, there's no money, the other signature pages don't have any money on them related to the appropriation. That is the budget that I bring to the board to adopt if they will.
I would like to make a motion to approve the budget as presented with one minor change of the $10 on page 3 under part 2 of the ambulance fund.
Seconded.
Please, Bruce, roll call vote. Trustee Dunn.
Aye.
Trustee Mack.
Aye.
Trustee Malinowski. Aye. Okay. And I'm moving on to
Balance sheet, as of June 30th, we have $897,395.21 in the checking account, $312,961.98 in the reserve account, and $81.75 in petty cash, for total assets of $1,210,438.94. There's no budget tracking report yet. There will be a budget tracking report next month, now that you have approved the budget. So that is the treasurer's report.
Okay. I'd like to motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I will second. Roll call vote, trustee Dunn.
Aye.
Trustee Mack.
Aye.
Trustee Malinowski. And, since we haven't heard enough from Carl,
One more time.
Carl.
Okay. Checks to approve, again, as of June 30th. 850 for legal fees for Addison Brits. $310 for ComEd. 250 for public versus underwriters. It was one separate item that got billed separately out for our liability insurance. North Shore Gas, $65.42.
and skip the one.
Oops, oh, Lorenzo and Son, sorry. Building maintenance, $120 for mowing the lawn. I think 4 times. Inner security systems for a quarter of alarm monitoring, 120. Addison Brits for the next month, 850. Comcast phone and internet, 291. ComEd again for the next month, 558. And finally, Lake County Public Works for water is $32.24 for total monthly expenditures of $3,448.75.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the outstanding invoices in the amount of $3,448.75.
I'll second that.
And roll call vote, trustee Mack.
Aye.
Trustee Dunn.
Aye.
Trustee Malinowski. All right, Claudia, take a break now. Okay, chief's report. You gotta go first. E.C. Roberts.
Sounds good to me. So, cover the month of June. We had 30 calls for service, and 26 of them were 42K, and then 4 of them were to assist in the rebuild. So we had 19 of those were in medical, and then 6 in public service. Our average response time to the district was 7 minutes and 8 seconds. For the year-to-date, January 1st, the end of June, 130 calls for service, 121 of those to 42K, and 9 of those were to 46K. 83 of them were medical, 6 were non-emergent, 27 of public service. Our average response time year-to-date is 7 minutes and 5 seconds.
Very good. Anything else exciting going on?
Not really.
That's
Keep
good.
it that way.
That's good. Thank you, sir. Chief, pass that.
All right. Shared the June report with you late last week. So Libertyville ran 11 calls in 46K. You can see the times on the back there. Average response time, I included 2 calls that got canceled on, so there were no arrival times, but we did get incident time or incident numbers tacked to those 4th of July with weather as well. I'm telling you, my yard loves all the rain that we have. It's looking nice for July. It's not brown yet, but it's getting there. And then we had our dog days dog days of summer was this past weekend. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to go, but it's a lot of fun. They set up a big pool. They have dog jumping events all 4 days. My family and I went to go see the vertical jump. That was a lot of fun. So if you're a dog enthusiast, they have vendors. It's a lot of fun. It's every year. So we're having a big September 11th festival, not festival, but remembrance ceremony at Cook Park. So we're planning for that as well. And then we have a big assistant chief retirement coming up July 24th. Bill Bending after
Bless you.
29 years will be retired. So July 24th. So a lot of stuff happening with the firehouse.
Anything for the chiefs?
I think you missed some of it, I'm not sure if you've done, but, so, we do an annual report, and with the changes in the systems, so we have two departments, two different systems, we're gonna have to go back and do a little reconciling just to make sure that we're reporting things uniformly. But we're gonna have a conference call tomorrow at 1, is it 1? Yeah, we're gonna do a Zoom call tomorrow at 1, and I suspect it'll be a very short one. Because for instance, you talk about year-to-date, when I report, I report on the fiscal year, and you're reporting on the calendar year. I think you're reporting on the calendar year.
So on the monthly, we've always shared monthly and calendar year. But when the board requests fiscal year numbers, we give those once a year for your reporting.
Yeah.
But it's been calendar year ever since.
Has it? Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was, but I got a little thrown because I went back and looked at the spreadsheet that I keep. But again, it's that kind of stuff. Nothing of any significance. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Having tracked this from the very beginning, however you want to sort the data, it's steadily improved, with the exception of, I think you guys went through a big turnover. And yeah, so people were still trying to figure out where everything was for about 3 months, 4 months. It's part of the deal. I have nothing else.
Okay. So I guess that kind of flows into your completes agenda item 10, updates discussions regarding Rockland Fire Protection District fiscal year 26 and the report of operations. Anything else to add to that, Bruce?
So, just by way of background, of course, we do a December report. That's how you get roped into this. And then following that, the next year's annual report, which is primarily for the public, was just an update of that, and I just did the numbers myself. And then this year, this was the year we were going to get organized, and we're getting a little behind on the game. But it was good because the chiefs and I got into a discussion and realized that some things, especially with the changes in the reporting systems, maybe we're not reporting on the same things at the same time. So, what we're really trying to do at the end of those, how many calls? What were they? And what were the response times? Absent public service calls, because those absent. But then what happens if, Liberty goes back before us, and then who's reporting what, and it's probably more in my head than anybody's else. I got confused, so we'll get that sorted, and then we'll get that published. What we are gonna do this year, or what I propose we do, is rather than just do the Senate report format, is make it a little more user-friendly, a little more plain language, and just talk a little bit about why it is that we still have to own a building, which is that when IDOT hits it, they're going to pay the market value, the appraised value. Everybody keeps wanting to buy the property for less so they can get that. And it's like, well, that would be a breach of our fiduciary responsibility. And I think, but as your neighbor pointed out to you, Marcy, people don't really look that way, and they just want it gone. because in their minds it costs money. Another thing, it does not cost substantially money, because we have a tenant in here that largely covers it.
That's what we're just paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, mortgage is paid off.
Yeah, and the operating cost of the building is nil, because we have not.
Plus, it's utilities, pretty much, and occasional maintenance.
Yeah, exactly.
So to fix the, you know, the HVAC occasionally, or.
Yeah, but again, no
It's
matter what happens, when we go, there's gonna be a cost associated with it. So that's something that, so I'm trying to work up some verbiage to really explain that in plain language. And Carl brought up something good to mention today, again, which is, last couple of years, we aren't asking for any.
We've not raised.
it because.
levy in,
Yeah.
like, 4 years.
Yeah, and
And-
so,
Well, we reduced it when the mortgage was paid off.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely.
so,
And once the building, the disposition of the building is finalized, I would suspect that the board would entertain modifying the levy downward, because we don't know
Yeah.
whether we need to rent a space or whatever. Now we don't know.
Yeah.
So going forward, granted, when the building sells to whoever, after that point, I mean, it will cost the board more to have these meetings than it does now.
it will, because
Yeah.
wherever we go, we're probably gonna have to do
It
something.
kind of
Yeah.
depends. I mean, the township,
Township's got their own challenges.
Yeah,
where they're
they
getting their building,
they may be moving out of there anyway, so.
Yeah, so, and
We
that's,
just don't know.
I don't wanna
We
get
don't
off
know.
track, but yeah, when, and I continue to pester our colleagues at the Illinois Department of Transportation. I used to have a lot of solid connections there, most of them have been either promoted or retired. So not really getting much more than pro forma responses right now. Used to be able to have an offer conversation, that's not really the case. But in any case, so what I'm gonna try and do is capture all of the things we just talked about, as well as once the chiefs get me straightened out, and I'll take that one, I'm sure it's on me. And we'll get it figured out, and I'll get a draft out in the interim, and then next month, you'll have some time to review it, and if you wanna change handicap from that or that kind of stuff. But that is that whole thing, and it is more driven by trying to make sure that the people, if they're interested enough to approach to knock on your front door or buttonhole me, then the answer should be go to the website, it's all there.
Like,
Yeah. So that is the background, and it was kind of something that was done as kind of group last year, but, you know, I we need to make it a little different than the dissenting. So that reflects, I think, a better understanding of, especially after some of the meetings we've had this year, of what it is that the citizens in our district are really interested in.
thank you for that, that's really helpful. Good work. So the chiefs, thank you for entertaining us.
You're welcome.
You done?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's good.
Okay, before I get kicked out of my own meeting, Megan, what do you got for us? Attorney's report.
Only, so things are sleepy right now in Springfield, so I really don't have anything legislatively to report. The only thing I will report is for the first time since before I became an attorney, so I don't know when this stopped, the comptroller's office has started assessing fines for late audits and late financial reports. I guess they've always had the authority to do so, and they decided, looks like without warning any, it's looking up right now. Possibly without warning people ahead of time, maybe, that they are assessing fines for late audits and late AFRs as of fiscal year ending 2025 and moving onward. So that's kind of my spiel at my meetings this month is, you know, make sure you're on top of your audit, make sure you're on top of your AFR. If you know you're gonna be late, make sure your auditor is getting that 6-month extension so the fines don't accrue, because they are sending out letters with big fines to right?
to the AFR.
Yeah.
And then the board has to, basically approve that it's correct without, because we're not being audited, so we just go from there. But, you know, we've never, since I've been treasurer or been involved, we've never been late. The previous treasurer, when I came in, didn't even know he had to do it. So it wasn't done for a couple of years. And the comptroller's office was very nice and, you know, informed them that they had to. And so they did it. And then I took over right after that. And I looked at the one they did, and it was actually for the wrong year. It was for the year that I needed to do it for. So I just redid it again. But yes, I know back in, and sometimes I go out to the site and I look, there's a lot of districts that aren't compliant.
There are a lot of delinquencies.
A lot.
And some of that is, having trouble finding an auditor, especially if you're in western, southern Illinois, if you're not like near a major metropolitan area. It's tough to find an accountant that will do a governmental audit or a governmental AFR. I was on the phone with an accountant the other day who was telling me that like she's getting out of doing governmental audits because the requirements are just getting too onerous.
Wow.
And it is becoming too much of a headache to even bother with them. And yeah, some just don't really say how to do it. Which is a whole
Luckily,
separate
we're
issue.
on the right side of the lawn.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's
Thank
my
you, Carl.
report. Yes, good job, Carl.
And on the right side of the limit for having dam, didn't they just raise that?
They did just raise it.
Yeah,
It was
they just raised it.
850,000, and we're running about 650.
Very good. Thank you, Megan. All right, agenda item 12, consideration of minutes of the regular meeting of the Rockland Fire Protection District Board of Trustees for June 8th. I skimmed them, and outside of the date being incorrect, and I wasn't here, but there was enough information in here to let me know that you guys did good work, so.
Yeah, I looked at them, they look fine to me.
Yeah, I will tell you, I read them in detail, but I didn't notice the date.
I didn't notice it either.
yeah,
I was
so,
going after them,
yeah.
so.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed the date too.
Yeah, so I will,
Man, I'm on a roll today. The rest of this year is gonna be, I'm done.
yeah, I was gonna
Say,
say,
read the rest, but
it
you
just
should
goes
fine.
to know. So, you know, how do you wanna do this? You wanna change the date and send it to me, Megan?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I already changed it.
Oh,
I
did
just
you
need to
just
email it over.
to me, and then I'll,
Yeah.
we do publish those, for those that don't know, and for the public at large that may be watching. The minutes do get put up on our website along with the agendas. So, as soon as I get that, I'll update it. I should note, what is on the website is what we get from our attorneys, which is substantively correct, is
We tried.
strictly speaking, not approved, because
It's not an official.
it's not official.
The official one is here for anybody who requests.
Correct,
The one
so,
on the website is not an official copy.
yeah,
It's not
so if
signed.
we pen and ink it at the, and I sign them all afterwards, so if we pen and ink it and we sign it, that's the one that's available. If it were significantly wrong, and my view of significant, of material in that is, if it says NIFAS, not NIFAS, I don't consider that material.
Right.
If it has a wrong number, or it misrepresents a department, that's material, and we will pull the one down and put the pen and ink one out, or the updated one. In this case, because Megan just already hit send, I'll just PDF it and send it on to, our consultants who will get it posted.
You don't need to PDF it.
Hmm?
You do not need to PDF it. Everything that we publish gets PDF'd, obviously. But when we're exchanging documents internally, we typically use Word because it's easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Editing.
Okay.
Convert back.
Hmm?
I'll just convert back.
Yeah.
If
You
you
can
would,
edit a
if you would
PDF.
like it in Word, I will pry my fingers off the keyboard. I have a 30-something years of doing official documents in the government. I never said anything in Word, but
Okay, so we publish
that's what you
anything.
want.
Yeah, we don't publish anything. But do realize too, PDFs.
Can be edited,
It
yes.
can be edited unless
Yeah.
you lock them. Word documents can be locked so that they can't be edited. So from a security perspective, there's 6 on one end does the other. It's just Word documents are a lot easier to cut and paste and pull things out of. So it's just a matter of, for our internal documents, we typically use Word.
Okay.
All right, so that's all I got.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes with the pending date change.
I'll second it.
And voice vote, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? And, oh, Bruce, what, put public comment and adjournment, you don't got nothing else for any other business, but that's okay.
Yeah, no.
Well, this
Other
is a
items?
regular,
Other items as may be lawfully brought before the board.
Where?
Right after adjournment. Number 14.
on the one
Oh,
that
You're
you
looking at the old one
gave,
again.
Nope, you're on the old one.
but that's okay, because this is a regular meeting, so you guys can talk about whatever you want to, you just
Okay.
can't take action.
Well, let's do public comment first. So public comment, the district trustees allocate time for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the fire district trustees on any matter not listed on the agenda. Each person addressing the trustees is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Any public comment? No public present. All right, so 13B, anything else that would like to be brought before the board? I just have a couple things that were in my emails, and since I missed the past 2 meetings, I don't know if we talked about them or not, it wasn't in the minutes. There was an address change that was sent to me by the county. I don't know if the chief's got that, I have the address here. Formerly, it was 1005 Rockland Road, Lake Bluff. The new address is 6 Green Avenue, Lake Bluff.
For this building?
No,
Well, no, 1005 Rockland.
So it's gotta be on the corner of
Yeah, so-
176 and Green.
Yeah.
There was some releasing right away in that, there too, so they must be doing it, have a building facing green rather than.
Yeah, I think I know which one this is. You see the rear of the building from Rockland and, so.
But yeah, you wanna make sure it gets into the dispatch system.
So I don't know if you've received, it was, just a little over, would have been before, would have been actually right after last month's meeting. I think I received the email June 10th. So if you, don't have it, I can forward it. So from Lake County. Wanted to bring that up. And the other thing is I get another email regarding elected officials in terms of office, but I don't think their ballots do. Start to review this, and I think I can email it back to the election officials at Lake County. But other than a lot of weird emails soliciting me for accountants, job opportunities, and weird other stuff. It's
Might
pretty
be
quiet.
trying to sell me watches.
Watches?
Yeah.
That's this guy's fault probably. Put you on a mailing list. Anything else, Bruce?
No. Did you respond to the Nigerian prince email?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my millions.
You're waiting for your lawyer back?
That's
That's
good.
good. Okay.
That's good. Let me know, I'm really happy for you.
Carl, anything else?
No.
No?
Good.
Good, good.
Oh,
Chiefs? Yeah.
Megan,
Yeah.
you need to file, I need to give you a complete copy of the ordinance for you to file with the county, right?
That's what, if that is what we do, then yes.
Yes, that's, okay. You will need to get these guys to sign everything, so don't go away.
I want to know.
All right. With there being nothing else, I would like to make a motion to adjourn